Hello, I'm Bill Laveris, Editorial Director of Mobile Enterprise 360, and I'm glad to be joined here today by Mr. Doug Soltesz, who is CIO of Somerset, New Jersey-based Bud Van Lines. Doug, thanks very much for being my guest.
Thanks, Bill. Nice to see you.
So tell us about Bud Van Lines, what the nature of the business is, and also tell us about what you do there.
Well, Bill, Bud Van Lines is a premier executive relocation company servicing corporate America. We service offices nationwide, all 48 states. We have trucks rolling, and I'm head of IT, and my responsibilities include making sure that my remote workers, truck drivers, salespeople have connectivity to our systems anywhere, anytime, 24/7.
So we're talking a nationwide logistics business is what you guys are in.
Oh, yeah. I have trucks in every state every day. I have offices in California, Georgia, Wisconsin, remote sales offices, co-locations with, important corporate clients. You name it, I've got, that kind of challenge.
So it's that type of far-flung business, with people and trucks and equipment and business everywhere. What does work shifting and some of the emerging work styles mean to you, and why are they important to Bud?
Sure. So, work shifting to me is really enabling employees to be productive when they're not on site. That allows them to conduct business, and whether it's the time, so maybe it's after hours that they need to be able to conduct business. Maybe it's the place. The place is not a Bud facility, or perhaps even an emergency situation that requires a worker to not be able to access our corporate resources. For example, we're supposed to have a historic snowstorm here in New Jersey tomorrow. That's where our headquarters is. And I've got 100 workers out of this building that may not be able to make it in tomorrow. Obviously, New Jersey, we've been hit by 2 hurricanes in the last few years. We got hit by another historic snowstorm last year. But my trucks in Arizona, they need to keep rolling. They need to make sure that they can get in contact with their dispatchers. They need to make sure that paperwork is done on time, that services keep moving. And so whether that's a remote office being able to still access our systems and take care of them, or somebody from New Jersey working remotely to make sure that tomorrow everything keeps going, that's what work shifting is to us.
Well, let's dig into that just a little bit, Doug. And you're right, we are on the eve, as we record this, of a major weather event, and you're in the logistics business. So what are some of the challenges specifically to, supporting this kind of anytime, anyplace work style, with such an organization as yours, with, in this case, a weather event about to potentially impact such a broad area?
Well, years ago we would have been in big trouble because, there were no such things as cell phones. Cell phones were probably the first work-shifting, work enablement. Today we have much more diverse systems, and those systems allow us to access the computer systems, email, et cetera, remotely. The challenges with that is that there's such a diverse range of products today, whether that's in form factor. So some devices, if you think of a laptop, it's got a certain size, it's got a keyboard. A tablet doesn't have a keyboard. It's very much touch-enabled, but a lot of our applications are Microsoft-based and today are not very touch-enabled. So it could be the form factor of the device. It could be the operating of the system of the device. You've got competing operating systems out there, whether that be Android, iOS, obviously Microsoft Mobile. And at the end of the day, we need to make sure that business keeps going while employees and contractors and vendors of ours support such a giant range of new technology and devices that just keeps changing, most part for the better, meaning that they're getting LTE services. But with that brand new, faster cell phone means a new interface, possibly a new version of the OS, and most likely new problems for IT to address.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts for sure. The platform, the device, and so forth. What specifically have you folks done over there at Bud to meet these challenges?
Well, we've done a couple of things. When we look for a new platform today, not being the actual mobile device, but the actual application here at Bud, we've been really trying to focus on applications that are web-based in nature, because almost every device has some sort of browser. We have our own programming staff. They're programming things in HTML5 so that we can deploy these applications out to devices, whether it be Android, iOS, Windows Phone, or even something new coming down the line tomorrow. New applications that we purchase, we really take a good look at ones that are currently web-enabled. But what we majorly rely on, because to be honest with you, 90% of our applications today are Microsoft and will probably stay Microsoft, is we use Citrix. And Citrix allows us to push a single application or multiple applications out to different devices, different form factors. They have a universal receiver that you can download for almost any device out there. So between working with new web standards, trying to web enable our services, and using Citrix to push out our current applications to users, that's how we cover.
Excellent, good. And just a quick wrap-up here. Can you just sort of touch upon some of the specific benefits that either your users or the company has benefited from in terms of supporting this anytime, anywhere workforce?
So, I mean, certainly you get business continuity, just like we were talking about before. I've got a major event tomorrow that could, in the past, have been disastrous to our business, and we're going to just troop right through, have complete business continuity. Secondly, in the old days, if somebody had too much work, they needed to come in on a Saturday or Sunday. Sometimes the building wasn't open. Sometimes that wasn't as much fun. Today, an employee can go home at 5. They can spend time with their family. They can remote into the system after hours, and on their own schedule, they can take care of necessary work without having to be on site, with still balancing that work-family time. So it increases morale. And then lastly, we've definitely seen where we've been able to either get new employees that have great expertise or retain employees with fantastic expertise despite changing conditions in their life, whether that's a new child, a sick family member, maybe their spouse is relocating and they need to relocate with them. We've been able to retain key employees even if they're no longer on site, and that would have been impossible in the past. And a lot of companies don't realize how much money and time they've invested in an actual employee and training them up to speed, what it really costs to start over again with a new person out of the box.
Oh, great job all around there, Doug. And again, thank you very much for joining us today, Doug Soltesz, CIO of Bud Van Lines, and good luck tomorrow.
Thanks so much, Bill. You too.
And I'm Bill Labaris, Mobile Enterprise 360, saying thank you for joining us here today as well.